are for a very special one-on-one Nobody's Talking Politics and who knows what.
My commitment to Donald Trump for president has never been stronger than it is at this moment. I think that we can all concede that if we look at Hillary Clinton's policies, if we look at the Obama administration's policies on terrorism, on ISIS, on Muslim extremism, they're weak. We need somebody with some, as my dad might say, quiñones. You know, we need some balls in there. We need someone to get in there and make it an embarrassment to join one of these terrorist organizations.
Right. What I find interesting is that all the talk about guns, and here they are just using a truck.
Are we going to ban trucks now in America? Is Obama going to stand up at the slaughter of 5 police officers and talk about gun control again?
Right.
I mean, I've had it. I'm mad. This makes me so angry.
You saw the discussion I got into with a friend of mine on that, you know, talking about how President Bush just had to console and, you know.
George W. Bush nailed that speech at the Dallas Memorial.
And then along comes Obama, who's talking about guns, and all right, my friend suggested that, well, he has to, you know, he has a bigger agenda, a bigger job to do as current president, which I agree with. I just felt like it wasn't the place.
It wasn't the place, and it wasn't the time. And to mention also Black Lives Matter and Jim Crow laws. What about how far we've come as a society in combating racism? Now, I will not put myself out there and say I know what a person of color goes through on a daily basis. I would be a fool to say to not believe that my experience is not different than their experience, and that they're probably going to get harassed more than I do based on crime statistics and what have you. But to mention that at a time when the nation needs healing was very, very unsettling to me when I saw the speech. George Bush's speech was beautiful.
I saw an interesting video the other day. Somebody put up a video of I forget who it was, sitting in an auditorium, and she was speaking, and she said, it's the ultimate question is to show how racist people are and how gay people are. And the woman posed a question to the audience saying, would any of you switch places with a black person? And there was silence in the room. Now, it's almost a question that you can't really answer. Because if you say, oh, I wouldn't switch places with a black person, it implies that, well, A, you might think you're better. So you're like, well, that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But also you're acknowledging that they probably have it worse.
Right.
Which I think we do acknowledge.
Absolutely.
What the problem is determining why and how to correct it. I think we all agree that we want everybody to be the same. We want everybody to be treated the same.
Right.
But the approach to getting to that seems to be the issue.
To make sense of our world, we categorize things. It just makes the world a little bit easier to navigate. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I think every human being on earth does it. But you're in a position now where you've gotten our attention. Come to the table with real, viable solutions. How can we heal? How can we make everybody better? Let's include everybody in the discussion and try to. Right now, with having a president that's half African American, we should be in a better position today racially than we were 8 years ago. And instead, this is like Rodney King 1992 riots all over again. It's nuts.
And then the arguments ensue where people are going, well, this is what he wants, and then other people go, how do you really believe that? And social media explodes with people arguing. And that's become a bad thing. Like, it's become so divisive.
Yes.
Social media has become so horrible.
Very.
And you and I both, we communicate on social media with a lot of people, and sometimes I just have to shut it down.
Yes, you do.
And I know you do too.
I mean, I've been defriended by certain people, you know who you are, that defriended me because I am a Trump supporter, and I refuse to take their posts that were nonsense anymore, and I would present facts, not in a hateful way, in a nice way, debate back and forth, but yeah, you're lost because I'm fabulous, but whatever. Now, I honestly don't know I don't know how to solve this problem. I think that part of it has to be economically creating jobs, increasing the money that we spend in the schools in the urban, in those areas that are socioeconomically disadvantaged. Going out of our way to get positive role models in those communities, whether it be athletes, maybe professional athletes, going back to neighborhoods where they could do some good, and being a positive role model instead of some of the negative role models that they may have to look up to.
I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I remember Bill Cosby spoke out scolding them,
right,
saying, pull your pants up, get jobs and everything.
Right.
But now you look at Bill Cosby and go, whoa, bad guy.
Allegedly.
Right.
Quaaludes will get you every time. They don't even have Quaaludes anymore, you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yes, that's a health teacher thing.
They don't have, you can't get
No,
them?
you can't get Quaaludes anymore. They're off the market.
Well, it's easier for a child to get a Glock
than
it is to get a computer
I'm so happy you
or a book.
My gosh. I was yelling at the TV. I had tears in my eyes because of the Dallas Memorial, and I'm yelling at the TV like, are you kidding me? Did you just say that? It's easier. Not for nothing. I'm a gun owner.
Right.
I wouldn't even know where to go for a Glock. There's books everywhere. Where the hell was there a Glock?
How can he say something
I
like
don't
that?
know. I mean,
if I asked my children, can you get a book?
ridiculous.
They'd say, yeah. If I said, can you get a computer? They'd say, yeah. I said, can you get a Glock? They'd be like, they'd probably say, what? What's that?
Yeah, what's a Glock? They wouldn't know what a Glock was.
and then they'd say, I don't know how to get one of those.
Man, they're all...
So maybe what he means is it's easier for certain people in certain environments, in certain poorly raised environments, to get a Glock than to get a computer because they can't afford one. But a book?
He's ridiculous.
Really? A book?
That was the most ridiculous statement ever.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I think that, a lot of it has to do with family and the disintegration of the family. And maybe, I don't know what the statistics are on that, we'd have to look it up. Maybe in those poor areas, because I do know that when it comes to teenage pregnancy, the single mother rate, if your mom was a single mother and had you at a young age, you're more than likely to follow suit with that.
Right.
So I think the disintegration of the traditional family, and I know for me, my dad was really, really, really strict growing up. He would yell at you and say no. You'd be like, Dad, can I have lunch money? No! But I need to eat. Okay, then he'd give you the money.
Right.
A healthy fear is good. A lot of them
Right.
don't have dads in the house, or they have a single mom that's maybe not as present as she should be. Like I said, I think there's so many
Well, I'm
layers.
Italian. It was the wooden spoon in my house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You ever get a shoe thrown at your head? It's not fun. We love Norma. Norma has a big fan following on my Facebook page.
Right.
Norma needs a fan page. That's all I'm
And
saying.
back when she had a wooden spoon, it wasn't like if you go to a place now and get a wooden spoon they made out of
Oh
balsa.
yeah. No,
This
that's
was like
that's
oak.
what. Oh yeah. That'll crack your kneecaps. I'm convinced it said Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. But I was supposed to go to the vice presidential announcement. I was one of 300 invited.
Wow.
I know, Jeff Pacheco, you stick that in your little gumball hat there. But I think that
I don't think
they
Jeff's
are
talking to either one of
canceling.
us.
No? Oh, but Jeff, I love you. If we went out clubbing, we would have the best time.
Right.
You could be mental and nice. It's okay.
Look at us.
Just kidding. Exactly. You think we're normal? Please.
Now, Bernie.
Yeah.
How do these people function in their own head to spend months criticizing this woman and then on this national stage go, I endorse and support her? How do they not go home and say, I'm a joke?
First of all, Bernie Sanders is such a sellout now. He has no credibility. Hillary Clinton is the definition of Wall Street. She's the definition. It's everything that Bernie is against. And for him, I don't know what concessions. I know he did meet with the president and he's met with her. I don't know what they gave him. Obviously, Bernie has a price. They gave him something to make him, whether it's pushing her agenda to the left or they made him promises that he would be something in the I don't know. But he sold out. And if I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, I would be so pissed. Because at least, you know what, say what you will about Kasich or any of these guys, at least they have not come out and endorsed Trump. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in a way,
Right.
I kind of like that they haven't. Because it reaffirms that Trump is change. He is the anti-establishment candidate. And, you know,
if Trump turned around and said, "I want Cruz as my vice president,"
that would be odd.
That would make me really turn
Yes.
again. Like, I'd be like, well, "Wait a minute, Jeb Bush or something
Right.
like that." But these people just rotate and revolve into.
Well, if we look at the latest polls between Hillary getting away with the email scandal, although we believe that she is being investigated for her the Clinton Foundation. I
Right.
mean, all the shadiness that went on there. If you look between that and between Bernie endorsing her, that's why we're kicking butt in the polls today.
Right.
We're kicking butt in the polls because the Bernie people are really voting anti-Hillary. They're not voting for her, a lot of them. Like, I hear these numbers, 85% of the Bernie people are going to go and vote for Hillary. It's nonsense. Almost every Bernie person I talk to will either vote third party, write in a candidate, or vote for Donald Trump. And we're
Right.
more than like, welcome, we want you. Trump is kind of similar in a trade and some other things.
Mhm.
So, you know, come to the dark side. We have cookies here. They're delicious.
What I find fascinating, Trump is Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He's what he is.
It works for him.
When I listen to Hillary, to me, and I'm sure to you too, you can see through this woman is so phony. And I don't know how people don't see it.
I think that you're talking about the sheeple and not people.
We have a bit of an announcement to make
Oh,
too, because
it's big. Oh, you're gonna tell everybody like we're pregnant?
yes, we're. As some of you know, I've been working on producing a feature film that I wrote called The Mark, and Traci here is going to be the lead actress in the film, playing opposite me. We are going to be filming later this year.
I'm sure I have lots of fans on your page. Bring your tomatoes next year when it premieres. Can we all just stop the hatred and get along and love each other, damn it?
Yep.
Leave it on that note.
Yep. So, thank you for watching, and watch for some more quick, short episodes like this in the future.